It sounds insane, but this one lesson can flip your fat burning switch, kill inflammation, and slow aging in just days. No prescriptions required, no diet overhaul, just a few simple things you could implement that your doctor will never mention, and it works fast. I'll be giving you 7 of these crazy but true hacks that actually work. They're simple, free or cheap, and scientifically backed. And stick around because number 7 is something I do every morning and it makes a huge difference. Let's start with tip number 1, mouth taping before bedtime. This one shocks a lot of people and it sounds weird, but here's why it works. And yes, I tape my mouth every night before I go to bed. My fiance makes fun of me. It is what it is. So many people, including you watching or listening, are mouth breathers. What happens when you chronically breathe through your mouth, some problems will occur, especially during sleep. You see, when you breathe through your mouth, you don't get deep fat-burning restorative sleep because it activates your sympathetic cortisol response, and that's not going to allow you to get great quality sleep. You also deplete nitric oxide when you breathe through your mouth. This is important to understand because nitric oxide is one of the most important molecules your body produces, which creates something called vasodilation, the opening of your blood vessels. Why is that important? When you expand your blood vessels, you allow your metabolism and this innate intelligence inside of your body to deliver oxygen, blood flow, nutrients, and healing properties to tissues for healing. It prevents heart disease, it lowers blood sugar, it lowers blood pressure, and helps you burn fat and adds years to your lifespan. The number one killer in this world, and in the United States and across the world, I should say, is heart disease. And the number one cause of that is when you deplete nitric oxide by breathing through your mouth. When you deplete nitric oxide because you're breathing through your mouth overnight, it creates the opposite of what we want, something called vasoconstriction, which is the closing, the narrowing of those blood vessels. Now your heart has to pump harder to deliver those nutrients and oxygen and healing properties. This causes high blood pressure and even erectile dysfunction in men. It spikes your cortisol. You wake up with a dry mouth and throat, which leads to snoring and bad breath. It reduces oxygen uptake efficiency, which over time can contribute to an increased risk of cancer. It increases risk of sleep apnea, and it worsens fat storage and inflammation because you're not getting deep healing sleep. Nasal breathing is the solution. We want to teach the body to breathe through the nose at night, not through the mouth. When you do that, you lower cortisol, you increase melatonin, you increase nitric oxide, you get deep fat-burning sleep, and you wake up feeling refreshed. So what I do is I put a small piece of tape over my mouth from a company called Somnifix. There's a lot of companies that make mouth tape, so choose what you want. But I use Somnifix. They're easy. I get them shipped on AutoShip, and I have a coupon code for them, which I'll put in the notes down below. And you simply put the adhesive, and it trains your body to start breathing through your nose versus the mouth. Now, in the beginning, it could feel weird and feel claustrophobic. Maybe you do it for 30 minutes and then take it off, and then the next night, 45 minutes and take it off, but you'll get familiar with it. I know when I started using it, it felt weird. Now, I mouth tape every night. Even when I'm traveling, I take my mouth strips with me. Within a few days of doing this, a lot of my students report better sleep, more energy, fewer nighttime bathroom trips, and of course, better fat loss. It's weird, but it works fast. Do it starting tonight. Tip number 2 is to go for a 10-minute walk after all of your meals. Here's why. This is probably one of the most powerful fat-burning and anti-aging hacks ever discovered, and it's completely free. See, when you eat a meal, what happens is your blood sugar levels rise. And if you sit around instead of walking, your body, your metabolism, especially your pancreas, has to produce insulin to clear that excess glucose out of the bloodstream and pack it into your cells for fat storage. But if you go for a light walk right after your meal, studies show you can cut that postprandial blood sugar spike by, in some cases, up to 50%. This means less insulin is produced, so less fat storage is being used. You send that glucose to your muscle cells instead of fat storage, so you have more energy, better digestion, less inflammation. I call this your secret second workout of the day, no gym required. And it's just 10 minutes after a meal. You could do it outside, you could do it in your home or apartment or on a treadmill. And if you can, work in 30 minutes of walking after your biggest meal of the day, you'll get even more benefits. Tip number 3, it's my favorite one. And for some of you listening and watching, you're gonna think this is woo-woo, but just hear me out here, because if your way's not working, why don't you try mine? Why don't you try this for 30 days and watch what it'll do to change your life, not just your health, but every area of your life. Here's the tip. Change your self-image. Your metabolism will never outperform your mindset. Most people say things, maybe not out loud, but in your head, I'm always fat. I'm just big boned, or nothing works for me, or whatever stinking thinking thought. But guess what? If your thinking is stinking, your health is shrinking. Every time you say that, you reinforce that self-image, keeping you stuck. You can't outperform your self-image. And I talk a lot about this in chapter 10 of Metabolic Freedom. Give you an example of what I mean here. If you've been overweight for a very long time, you have a self-image of an overweight person. I was obese for 20 plus years. My self-image was of that of an overweight person. So here's what happens. You make a conscious decision. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose 20 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it is. And you go on the diet. You start exercising. You start doing fasting, whatever it is. And you'll start to lose some weight. But if you don't work on the self-image and reprogram that subconscious mind, you will find a way to course correct to match the self-image. What does that mean? That means you lose 5 or 7 pounds the first month, and you find them the next month, and sometimes you find 9 of those 7 pounds. You find yourself in the pantry eating Oreos and cookies. You find yourself binge eating and self-sabotaging yourself because you didn't change the self-image. And this discovery was a breakthrough from the 1960s in a book called Psycho-Cybernetics by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. He found that he would perform plastic surgery on patients that had wicked facial disformities. They were unhappy, unhealthy, they were depressed and self-conscious, and he removed their facial disformities. And he noticed that they were still unhappy, depressed, self-conscious, and unhealthy, even though they got rid of the facial disfigurement, because they never changed the self-image. It wasn't until he changed their self-image that they were able to be happy, healthy, not depressed, and have more self-esteem, high self-esteem. So how do you change the self-image? Now, this might sound woo-woo, but I just do it for 30 days and watch what it does for you. You simply write on a card, and I talk about this in chapter 10 of Metabolic Freedom, an affirmation that you repeat every morning, every night, every day for 30 days to replace the old self-image deep in your subconscious mind with the new image. And the affirmation that you can use, I have a few of them that I repeat daily. It starts with, I am so happy and grateful now that, and you could say, I am a fat-burning machine, or I choose vibrant health and energy, or my body heals and thrives daily. And then I would attach the following sentence at the end of it, which is, the perfect health I seek is now seeking me. I remove any blockages between us. You simply write it down, read it every day, and watch what it does to change your life and change your health. Like, your subconscious mind doesn't argue. It just accepts thoughts as truth. And it might sound silly, but like I said earlier, if your way is not working, why don't you try mine? When you reprogram how you see yourself at a subconscious level, your habits start to align, your body follows. Tip number 4, stop eating at least 5 hours before bed. If you eat late, your body has to digest instead of repair during sleep. Melatonin, for example, which is a sleep hormone and antioxidant, it's also the most important antioxidant for your mitochondria. And when you eat too close to bed, you raise glucose and insulin, and it suppresses melatonin. That means your body isn't primed to handle food late in the evening. You are more insulin sensitive late at night. And at night, you should be priming your body to burn fat, clean up damaged cells, and heal during deep fat burning sleep. But if you're digesting pizza at 10 p.m., you're blocking it. You're blocking human growth hormone, which is an anti-aging fat-burning hormone. You're blocking autophagy, the cellular cleanup and repair within your cells. And you're blocking fat burning during sleep. So what you want to do is have all of your calories earlier in the day and stop eating at least 5 hours before bed. So if you go to bed at 10 p.m., the kitchen is closed at 5 p.m. Let your body wind down, digest, and enter a deeper fat-burning state of sleep, and you'll wake up leaner and clearer. Tip number 5 is to take vitamin G every single day. Add this to your supplement routine, because vitamin G is the best anti-inflammatory fat-burning supplement that you can take. If you want a real anti-inflammatory drug, it's not a medication. It's vitamin G, which is fast-acting, and it comes with 0 side effects. Numerous studies show that vitamin G lowers inflammatory cytokines, increases serotonin and dopamine, which helps with your mood. It helps to overcome brain fog. It improves heart rate variability, which is important for your nervous system. And it reduces belly fat-induced cortisol. We've heard about the cortisol belly. Maybe you haven't, but this is when you have high levels of stress, it packs on fat around your midsection and around your organs called visceral fat. That's because your visceral fat has twice as many receptor sites for cortisol versus your subcutaneous fat, the fat around your body, the healthier fat. That is how stress makes you fat. Vitamin G automatically raises a hormone called oxytocin and lowers cortisol. Vitamin G, UC Davis has studies showing those who take vitamin G have healthier blood pressure levels, healthier blood sugar levels, and Harvard published a study in JAMA that I put in Metabolic Freedom, my latest book, looking at 49,275 nurses, and it showed the nurses who took vitamin G had a 9% reduction in dying from all-cause mortality and a 15% reduction in dying from cardiovascular disease compared to the nurses who didn't take vitamin G. So you might already be gone on Amazon searching for vitamin G or looking in the notes of this lesson for a coupon code for vitamin G. The bad news is I don't have a link or a coupon code for vitamin G. The good news is it's free. Vitamin G is vitamin gratitude. It is the feeling of gratitude. And notice I didn't say the practice of gratitude. That is correct. Gratitude is not a practice. Gratitude is a feeling. Gratitude is strength training for your soul. And you get all those benefits that I just mentioned by feeling gratitude every single morning. It's free. There's no toxicity limit and there's no negative feedback loop, meaning you take it as much as you want and you'll benefit every single time. This is a universal law. What you feed energy to expands. In other words, what you appreciate appreciates. So what you think about, you will bring about in your life. This will change your chemistry faster than anything else that you do. Tip number 6, speaking of supplements, is to rotate your supplement game. I'm a big fan of supplements to supplement eating whole foods and eating more animal-based, but most people take the same supplements every day, year-round, and they wonder why it stops working. Look, your body is dynamic, not static. Just like food rotation prevents food intolerances and food sensitivities, supplement rotation prevents adaptation, overload, and inefficiency. So what you want to do is take the same supplements 3 weeks in a row every day. So 3 weeks on, 1 week off. Rotate brands and forms. For example, take magnesium glycinate and then magnesium malate and then magnesium threonate. Cycle between immune, gut, and mitochondrial support. This keeps your body stimulated and responsive instead of overloaded and numb. So rotate the supplements. That's a game changer. Tip number 7 here is to get grounded every morning. Literally, touch the earth. This one feels woo-woo and hippie until you look at the science. Walking barefoot on grass, sand, or dirt will connect you to the earth's natural electrons. I talk about this in chapter 11 of Metabolic Freedom. This neutralizes free radicals. It reduces inflammation and it improves sleep and mood. It's like taking a handful of antioxidants. It's like taking Tylenol without the damaging effects of Tylenol. It's called earthing or grounding, and it's been shown to lower C-reactive protein levels, which is an inflammatory marker. It's been shown to reduce pain in the body. It's been shown to improve cortisol rhythm and circadian rhythm, and it's been shown to speed up wound healing. So start with 10 to 15 minutes of barefoot walking each day. Sunlight and bare feet, it's a biohacking miracle for fat loss and longevity. Now, I'm going to get to your top questions you submitted on this topic. Before I do, I want to encourage you to go purchase my latest book, Metabolic Freedom. It's available on hardcover, Kindle, Audible, Spotify. I narrated the audios myself, and we're giving you an entire course on the metabolism for free with exclusive interviews with some of the best fat loss experts in the world. When you head over to metabolicfreedombook.com, you can claim the free course and interviews. Scan the QR code or click the link in the notes down below. And I'm doing a keynote speaking tour right now worldwide for the book. I'm doing meet and greets, book signings. So I'll be in Phoenix, Arizona. I'll be in Orlando, Florida. I'll be in Pensacola, Florida, Tampa, Florida, and also Saudi Arabia and Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and other locations. If you go to benazadi.com/events, you can see my upcoming speaking tour, links with coupon codes to your tickets, and I'm doing book signings and meet and greets at all of those events. I'd love to see you there. Head over to benazadi.com/events. Now let's get to your questions. How long does it take to see results from these tips, like fat loss or reduced inflammation? You will notice results the first day you implement these tips. I gave you 7 tips and you could do all 7, but if you just chose 1 or 2, mastered that, I call it 1 tweak a week, and build from that, you'll continue to get momentum. And as you continue to do this, you'll stack those results and it will compound over time. So you'll get results in a matter of 1 day, more results in a week, and even exponential results in months to years doing this. What's the best time to practice gratitude during the day for the maximum effect? There are 2 main times where the subconscious mind is most impressionable, where you'll get the most benefits here with gratitude. That's going to be first thing in the morning before looking at your phone or doing anything else, and right before bed. That's when you want to feel vitamin G, get that gratitude. How do I create effective affirmations if I don't believe them yet? You don't even have to believe it consciously, because as you say them out loud, your subconscious mind will accept it as truth. So it doesn't matter if you don't believe it. Like I said, your way is not working. Why don't you try mine? Do it for 30 days and watch what it'll do to change your life. Can I still have tea during the 5-hour fasting window before bed? Yes. Hopefully it's not caffeinated and it's more of an organic herbal tea. That's not considered a meal. You could have that before bed during your 5-hour fasting window. Can I still get benefits from walking if I do it later after the meal, not immediately right after the meal? Yes. I mean, ideally you want to go for the walk right after the meal, but if it's 30 minutes or an hour after, you'll still get benefits. There you have it. Implement it. Watch what it'll do for you. Most of them are free. They're easy to do, and you'll get results right away. Share this with somebody you know. If you're listening on the podcast, leave it a rating and review. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you love this lesson, if you want to learn more about some things you could drink before bed, like 1 cup of this before bed burns belly fat, I published a video all about this, sharing exactly what to drink before bed to shed belly fat, wake up with a slimmer waist, and wake up feeling more energized. So here's a clip from that lesson. Then click the video on the screen, and I'll see you in that next lesson. Banana tea. Banana tea is called nature's NyQuil. And the cool thing about banana tea, especially for those who have their mind racing at night, it's hard to fall asleep. You have all these ideas, you feel stimulated and alert at night. This helps to calm the brain, calm the body, get you into a deep, what's called parasympathetic state, where you are relaxed